So hey guys, welcome back. I know this video series is taking longer than expected. However, this is the beauty of the work. You're seeing what a real world data engineering project is. Sometimes it should have taken just 1 hour to complete or 30 minutes, but sometimes you run into these issues and you have to figure it out. This is the beauty, this is the real world data engineer, experience. So it's very important to work on this project. So as I was saying last time, what we end up doing is this: we are trying to put a given date, a default date, so that if a record, when you have a full load scenario, because like I said, these two fields are coming from the change data capture tool, is not coming from the source system, and these are like a metadata field that we are trying to capture in our staging table and push into the target. So normally in a full load scenario, we just default this date to some early date that so that just to have it there while the type is an insert, so that all the records that come in will have the same. And we'll just drop the table right now and create it with this new setup. So hopefully should be successful. It's successful. I'm just gonna comment this one out. So now we should be in a good place. Let me see if I can publish the code. I don't know if I need to publish, but I don't need to publish yet. Okay, so what we can do is let's rerun our pipeline again. So the plan is just to make sure everything's still working. We This is the part that we need to add into the script, this marriage statement section. And what I want to do is I will add this as a, instead of adding it as a, normally we add it as a store procedure, but I'm just gonna do something differently this time. Since we have already tested it, I'm gonna add it as a script tags over here. And all I have to do is link service Azure Synapse, and the script is a, it doesn't have null query, it doesn't have a result set. So I'll just copy and paste from this one because I've tested it. I'll paste it. And I test connection, it's testing well. So the goal is that, after I do my copy into my stage, I run my step two, which is the merge script, right? So let's run it all. Let's run it all and see how it goes. So this is good. Should hopefully work. Oh, did I truncate my table real quick? Let me make sure. Let me make sure I truncated this. If I didn't, probably should truncate this table. Hopefully I'm not too late to have a clean run. Alright, we're gonna run it again. Anyway, it's already run, but it's okay. We'll run it again. Just truncate the table. So let's have a clean run again. So right now, this we are just finishing the full load part of the work. So the goal is that we want to use the same pipeline to run both the full load and incremental load. So it used to be before that, people would you create different pipeline, one to run a full load and one to run incremental load. But the problem is that pipeline you created for full load, you only run it once or every other year or when something happens and you have to reload the file, but reload the data in full. But the goal here is that we just want to create one pipeline. It's gonna run full load and incremental load without any issues. All right, so here you go. Here you have it. And let's test that. So anytime you do a load on ETL, you always want to do a test, right? Unit testing. That's part of the job. Unit test that you is working. So as you can see, this is what I expect. John came through 1900 inside James Mary. All right, so it's all looking good for me. Uh, to me, this is all same thing we have in our source. So now let's get to the second part of the project, which is to do the incremental, right? So now um, I will manually um, do this, but you normally should actually let's why manually do it? Let's create a pipeline. Let's add another step here to move the input file the into the archive folder. So there is a what we normally use is a copy activity, but in this case, uh, we are actually I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure anymore if we use copy activity or use some kind of. I'm familiar with Databricks. What we do in Databricks is to use a move, uh, a file system move command to just move the file. But I think in this case, we can decide to copy the data, the input file. So here in this case, let me create a new data set. Let's see, this is the first time trying to do this with data factory actually. So let's see if I use a binary file. So the goal is that I want to use landing. Just want to move the entire file, right? And sync is the same data lake. And I just want to let's keep it let's keep it simple. You know what? Just to avoid running the pipeline multiple times, I will put this here and use this thing to kind of uh, ensure that use this debug functionality to ensure that it doesn't run the other ones. So let me call this move or archive. So this archive input file. So let's run and see if it's gonna move it. Let's see. We actually want to create a new one actually. And here, what we're trying to do is say landing zone archive. I will call it what? All right. I think this is wrong probably, and it's not gonna work. But let's Google. It's our best friend. We already know it's gonna fail, but let's Google. There's a way to move a file. Data factory. So just for each file, okay. So it talks about the move file, but can't seem to see the copy activity. Okay, there's a template for it, so probably need. It actually succeeded. Wow. So it's actually succeeded. Let's see if actually moved it. Okay. Oh, let's see if it's, yeah, it moved it. That worked. So all we need to worry about now is to figure out how to dynamically, ideally want to get the same name. And sometimes people do the, when they move it to archive, they put a timestamp so that that way you know that okay, the date you process the file, or that involves some kind of uh, getting this file name as a parameter, then using that to parameterize this thing. For now, I don't really have the energy to do that. I would say I would suggest that that is take home for now. But in this for this time, what I'll do is to just hard code it to something employee, employee process, and I'll add the dynamic content. I just need to concatenate. So we have some examples here that keep the value process, and I need to put the timestamp. What I need to do is UTC now. It's kind of an ugly time, but do the trick. .csv. So let's see. Just need to process, and they mentioned a setting to actually delete the file. Yeah, which, you know, we can do this. So we can implement this, and that should do it for us. So, but be careful with this because once you delete it, it's gone. So, oops, sorry. Oh, wait, what? Come on. How do I revert? Come on. I meant to delete the link. Shoot, that is not good. That's the thing with when you're in publish mode. Yeah, you delete something, you run the danger of it going forever. Control Z is not working at all. Oops. Man, all right. And that's real word for you. So let me publish right now before I lose all my all my changes because that's annoying. All right. But it shouldn't take us time. Again, we have the copy activity. The goal is to move input file to archive. And the source is binary 2, right? Let's see. Binary 1, I think. Again, these names you should probably do it properly. And also this should be parameterized actually. That's another thing that we need to do for this pipeline because um, eventually this file name will change, especially when you look at delimited text, right? This file name will change, right? So we want to ideally have it employee something star.csv. So to do a wildcard, there's a setting. So we have to do that. Again, that's still part of the it's part of the pipeline development, right? So, but should I do it now or give that as a homework? I'll give that as let's give that as a homework for tomorrow. But right now, let's just finish this one. So this move input file, uh, source is this binary employee.csv, cool. Same is binary 2, edit, We have it saved, that's saved. And so all we have to do is run it back. Yeah. So run it back and see what will happen. Oh, forgot something. Can we cancel? Cancel. So right now I forgot to check this thing. Delete it from here. Anyway, we have it here, so it shouldn't be an issue, but you know what I mean. Shouldn't be an issue. Downloads. I like to open it in Notepad, right? So this looks good to me. No, I don't want to say it. But anyway, let's publish this. So right here, all I have to do now is just run this pipeline. Let's not forget, you're gonna delete this and move it to archive. So let's delete. It's gonna delete this from inputs and move it to archive. If it does run successfully. See, it's gone. And when we go to archive, we should see, so we see, right? So this is what we are doing here. Uh, so we successfully processed the full load. All right, now what we need to do is to process the incremental. So there's one thing missing. Like ideally, with the incremental, all we needed to do right now is to upload the incremental file. Obviously, the incremental file, I need to fix it a bit because it's gonna have some issues. Come on. All right. I always make that mistake. I open it here. Obviously, we need to take out all these spaces because it's interpreting it. Take out all these spaces just to be safe. And this date format might be another issue that we might have as well, but we will see. We will see how it goes. So everything looks good, right? I can save it and I can upload it. So now, so the thing is, right, because we didn't parameterize uh, the name, it's not gonna work, right? We need to parameterize this name so that every time we can get any file that looks like employee and run it without changing anything. But for now, I'm just gonna change it because you know it's still in the testing phase. We still will complete that later. So change. So now let me preview the data set. I can see it looks good for me. Why do I have action? No. Instead of instead of transaction type, I have action. So I need to change that. So I need to change that to transaction type because that's what. If I don't have that column, again, it's gonna be an issue. So let me change that real quick. Let me save that. And then I need to upload it again. Let me delete it and upload it again. So now let me preview the data. So it looks good to me. Right now, all I want to do is just push it into this staging table right now. So let me use this functionality to just debug all the way only to the staging. Again, since it's truncate and load, there shouldn't be issue for us. We should not complain. Okay, refresh, refresh, refresh. And it failed, like I suspected. Okay, we didn't. This column name is not the same. So let me look at the. Okay, it's different. All right, so let's try to change it. Um, Sorry guys, I didn't do my due diligence when I created this project. So let's change it from here.